What's up, family? How y'all doing today? It's your man, Freeman Fields, aka the Black Innovator, coming at you again with your tailored word. Before we get started, if you can subscribe to the channel below and click on the notification so you make sure you won't miss out on anything. We don't want you to miss nothing. So I'm going to talk to you. I hope I don't upset the brothers, but I'm going to talk to how to identify, or basically what makes a good man. So I'm going to talk to you from two different sides. For one, females to be able to identify what makes a good man, and also for men to identify the areas we need to work on, right? Okay, there are two areas, two particular topics, if you will, that determines whether or not a man is going to be a good man, a decent man, right? And they both start with the letter R. The first word is respect, right? No surprise to most of us, respect, right? Because basically, essentially, everything a man does is navigated by his sense of respect. Whatever he respects. If you see a man that doesn't have a respect for anything or anyone, yeah, I'm a bet to say that he probably not going to respect you either. You see what I'm saying? Or whatever you care about, or things around you, things about you, right? So respect goes a long way when it comes to men. Everything we do is gauged by the level of respect that we have towards one another, that we have towards our wife, our kids, even towards God, relationships, right? So let's put that down as number one. I'm going to try to be brief in this because, you know, it's really not a long topic. The next thing that governs, this is even more so than respect, right? Because this is actually what brings about the respect. The next thing that governs our level of respect is the next word that starts with the letter R, which is responsibility. Responsibility. When I tell you that every single thing a man does, everything in our life, is navigated by our sense of responsibility or the lack thereof. Let me repeat that one more time, right? Everything we do as a man is navigated by our sense of responsibility or the lack thereof. What do I mean by that? It simply means the more responsibility we've learned, the more responsibility we've learned to take on and to endeavor and to handle, right? Then the more responsible we become as a person, as a man. Now, what's so important about that, right? It's because a man's responsibility is his compass. It's his compass in life. Everything he does is navigated by his level of responsibility. Because people like to say we're not emotional creatures, which we are. We are. It's just that it's not, our emotions are not more significant enough, if you will, to navigate us through life. And this is why you can get a man who can genuinely love his wife and yet cheat on her. You can get a man who genuinely loves his kids, but yet he's not taking care of his responsibility. Why? Because love is not strong enough in most cases to navigate us. But what is strong enough to navigate a man is his level of responsibility. So what happens? Let me break this down real quick. So what happens is with a man is when we feel responsible to a person, place, or thing long enough, we tend to stay committed long enough for our emotions to kick in later. Am I making sense, right? So our emotions are not strong enough to keep us there, but if our sense of responsibility and an obligation to that person, that family, to God, or to a job or whatever, if our sense of responsibility is strong enough, it's been put in us, it's been embedded in us from childhood up, because we have to be brought up in it. We have to be brought up in it. I tell my son, he's older now. I'm not gonna give his age. So I'm not gonna tell my age. There you go, right? But I don't mind. My son, my baby's 29 years old. That's him right there. His picture right there. He's got out of the Navy. I'm so proud of him. But and I have a daughter too as well. But and I'm not gonna give her age because she'll kill me. But but at the same time, like I say, when it comes to a man, we have to put in them the responsibility. So I tell my son when he was younger, I said, son, I took care of you, because me and his mom is divorced. We got divorced when he was 3 years old, just to tell a little bit about my past, right? But, and it was a bitter divorce, you know, but at the same time, I took care of my son because, why? Because my mom, when I was younger, I had pets. You know, I had a dog, right? And my mother made me take care of that dog. My mother made me take care of the household duties. She made me get a little side job to pay for the dog food and this and that. Because I was raised by a single mom, had a lot of uncles and things around me. Some positive, some not so positive. But at the same time, it was her embedding that sense of responsibility in me, in my brother, at an early age, that navigated us through life. So when I became grown, this is what God revealed to me, that it was the same way with him. I followed God not because I loved him initially, because it just made sense. When I found out God was on the winning side, when I found out God was the winning team, right? So I said, it just makes sense. I want to be with the winner, right? So I followed him for a while solely out of responsibility to God. Not because I loved him. Out of obligation, just dedication to him, right? And but eventually, I did that long enough. I did that long enough and fervently enough, you know, diligently enough, until now I follow him because I love him. See, that's what I'm trying to get at, is we commit to something based on our level of responsibility, and we stay with that thing long enough until our hearts follows, right? And so, and because of that, that's what develops the respect. Whatever we feel obligated to, whatever we feel responsible to, we respect. So that's my message, is two things that you can identify a good man, a solid man, and don't get me wrong, these are not the, you know, the other characters things, but these are the main two factors, right? Is his level of respect and his level of responsibility. There you go, your tailored word. Please subscribe, and I'll be right back at you. God bless.